Welcome back students. Happy to catch up with you all in another video session. Dear children, do you believe in ghosts? Are the ghost stories real? Have you been in a haunted place? Have you ever encountered with a ghost? Before answering all these questions, you must read this. Science News for Students and Online Publications America has given a report that ghosts are a trick of the mind when the brain is half asleep. 1 in 5 Americans say they have encountered a ghost, but science has no evidence that ghosts are real. After learning this lesson, you also will get rid of the fear of ghosts, I hope. Let's get into the lesson The Wind on Haunted Hill, a gritty, hair raising story about friendship, courage, and survival from India's favorite teller of tales, Ruskin Bond. Ruskin Bond was born on 19 May 1934. He is an Indian author of British descent. He lives with his adopted family in Lando, Missouri, India. The Indian Council for Child Education has recognized his role in the growth of children's literature in India. He is awarded the Sahitya Academy Award in 1992, Padma Shri in 1999, and Padma Bhushan in 2014. The main characters in the story are Usha, a 12-year-old girl, dark-haired and rose-cheeked; Binya, Usha's friend and neighbor; Suresh, Usha's younger brother, 8 years old, chubby and almond-eyed. The Wind on Haunted Hill is a horror story. Section 1. The loud sound of the wind came down from the Himalayan hills. It rushed over the hills and passed through the pines and deodars, making a long, low sound like that of a bee. Haunted, possessed by a ghost, stunted, prevented from growing. Ruins, the remains of a building. On the haunted hill, there was nothing to stop the wind except a few trees and bushes which were not grown properly and a few remains of a building. The threatening wind rattled the windows, choked chimneys, and blew away clouds as it appeared over the little village next to the haunted hill. Three children stood next to a low stone wall. They spread clothes to dry. They placed a stone on each cloth. Even then, the clothes fluttered like flags and pennants. Flutter means flapping. Pennant, a tapering flag on a ship. After they spread the clothes, Usha decided to go to the bazaar, which was 3 miles away on the other side of the haunted hill. Binya wanted to accompany her, but she had to look after the cows and help her mother in housework because her mother was not well. Suresh was always ready to go to the bazaar, but Usha said that he had to help his grandfather in chopping woods. At the same time, they reminded of the story told by their grandfather. On the haunted hill, the residents, including two children, had been killed when a bolt of lightning struck the house years ago. Saddle, a low part of a ridge between two higher peaks. Usha began her journey to the bazaar at 2 in the afternoon. She walked for an hour. She went through the flowering mustard fields, along the low part of a ridge, and to the ruins of the haunted hills. She knew the path very well, because often she had taken the path to the bazaar or to visit her aunt who lived in the town. On the haunted hill, she could observe many wild flowers grew on the broken walls, and a wild plum tree grew straight from the floor of a large wall of the ruins. Lizards ran over the stones. A whistling thrush sat in an empty window, sang its heart out with its purple feathers shone in the soft sunshine. Straggling, spreading out in different directions. Usha crossed the ruins and took the path which went steep down to the valley and reached the little town and to the bazaar spread out in different directions. Usha spent her own time in the bazaar. She bought a few necessary things and a new pipe stem for her grandfather's hookah, a math exercise book and marbles for Suresh. She gave her mother slippers to a cobbler to repair. After spending for everyone, she had left with 2 rupees. She bought an amber colored beads necklace from an old Tibetan lady's shop. Later, she met her aunt Lakshmi and had tea with her. Soon she found the dark clouds gathered over the hills. She said goodbye to her aunt and ran down to collect her mother's slippers. She slung her bag over her shoulders and started to walk back to her village.